Hey guys, Blackbird here, back with another video. The last video I put out, I talked about how I was working on putting out podcast episode 4 and all the episodes that come after that. Like I said, I have about 11 now, and I'm working on writing the 12th. But before I get back into that style of video, I really want to do a couple videos. I don't know if it'll be forever or, the only type of videos that I do, but I do want to do some videos where I'm just sitting here talking to you guys. And I had something that it's really been bothering me, and so I just felt like I had to make a video about it. It's the fact that I went to go see my friend who lives out of town, probably about 2 weeks ago, I'd say, and it was nothing like how it usually is when we hang out. Usually it's really cool. I come over, we play some video games and watch some movies. We're nerds, okay? So we're playing video games and watching movies. That's just how it is. And we drink a few brewskis, all right? Usually I bring some brewskis through. Nothing crazy. I just get a sixer from the store and I come on over. So like I said, I was going to visit my friend, and I'm not going to tell you his real name, but for this story's sake, let's say his name is Daquan. All right. My friend Daquan invites me over, I'd say on the 23rd or 24th of March, 2021. I say, all right, cool, man. I'm going to get my bag ready. I'm going to tell the family. And usually my family comes with me when I go visit my friend. I usually get them a little hotel room, and they stay up in the room that night when we're out of town. And I go and hang out with Daquan and his girlfriend. So nothing seemed weird. I had talked to Daquan and his girlfriend, who, for the sake of this story, I will call her Sarah. I talked to Daquan and his girlfriend Sarah on the phone. I say, hey, this is great. We haven't hung out in months, so we should get together. All right, I think that's a good idea at the time because they seem normal on the phone. Now, fast forward to the next day, I'm getting up very early and getting my family up really early, and we're taking our bags that are packed and we're schlepping out to the car, and then we're heading out of town because my friend Daquan, he lives about, I'd say, 100 miles away from where I live. And nothing seems awry. I text him and I tell him that morning that I'm coming through. I might have even texted his girlfriend and told her to tell him. I don't know, because he's kind of bad about answering his phone sometimes. He's a spacey guy, so sometimes he really doesn't answer his phone. He's not even being mean. He's just out there. So we get on the road. We start driving on the interstate. Nothing really, no real problems there. Aside from there's kind of a lot of traffic, and about, I'd say, 20 or 25 minutes into the drive, and the drive is an hour or so. it just starts pouring down, raining. I mean, it's raining cats and dogs out there. It's bad. And it's a little difficult to drive all the way there with so much rain, but we do it. We get to the city that he lives in, and well, actually, the city right outside the city he lives in. My family usually stays in one city, and then the next town over where he lives is where I usually go. I usually get a Lyft driver to take me out there because, like I said, we have a few brews, and you don't want to be driving drunk or just boozed at all, tipsy. I mean, in a place that you're not from. It's a bad idea, and I hope none of you are doing that. Okay? So, like I said, everything goes great. I'm hanging out with the family during the day, usually. When I go to visit Daquan and we're walking around, we're shopping, we're talking, we get a little food in our bellies, we're a lot happier then. And then we continue to walk around and shop and drive around town. That night, we get a hotel room at the place that we usually stay at, which we don't usually have problems there, but once in the past we did have a problem with kind of an aggressive, but aside from aggressive, I love this place. We've stayed there multiple times in the past 6 months, so I'm really getting used to the place, and so I don't want them to stay in another hotel. I think it's really kind of fun to stay in the same hotel, especially because you get to know some of the employees. So I get them a room, we get up to the room, and it smells weird. It has a very strange odor to it. I complain about it, my family complains about it. We're not even sure if this place is clean at all. But that's the room that I've already signed my name to, so I'm not sure if we can switch rooms. However, I go downstairs and get a bag out of the car, and while I'm coming back in to put the bag up in their room, the guy at the front desk, he tells me that they have a room that was the type that I had wanted, and it was now available so that we could switch rooms. So this is very cool. We ended up switching rooms, but it was a lot of hassle. I mean, we had to move all of our bags to the new room, but the new room was much better, and it smelled like Lemon Pledge. It really did. It smelled really good, and it was pretty clean. So everything's all good there. I even make sure that they have something to eat that night. I go run down to the pizza place. They only got one in town, which is a little surprising given how big the place is. I mean, it's like a town of like around 30,000 people outside of a much larger city, so I was kind of surprised it was the only pizza place. We get them some pizza, and then I catch a Lyft and I hit the road with my Lyft driver on my way over to Daquan's place. My Lyft driver, his name was, I believe was Mamadou. He was a very silent guy. He didn't talk very much, and he looked kind of drunk. When we were driving down the interstate on the way to my destination, which was Daquan's place, this guy looked like he was fucking passing out. He looked like he was falling asleep at the wheel, so much so that sometimes I would make noises or say things just to get him to wake up. I mean, the guy kind of freaked me out. I just didn't know why he would look so sleepy all the time. So, I mean, because he's driving at high speed on the interstate, and this guy is fucking passing out. So my life was kind of flashing before my eyes. A lot of emotions were going through my head, none of them good. And all I could do was really just be hopeful and make little squeaks and squawks and try to keep him awake. While we're on the interstate, we see a I think it was like a bronze Honda Civic, and it speeds down the left lane, which is here in my state. It's the fast lane, and it's speeding down the road, and it stomps the gas, and as it's stomping the gas, a tractor trailer that is in our lane, which is the right lane on the highway, merges into the left lane right in front of the car. I mean, it was crazy. I mean, they really did almost hit each other, and you could just tell that. I mean, I would not have been surprised if they had hit each other at the speed they were traveling, and as reckless as they were both being. I sound like a cop, I know, but as reckless as they were both being at night, mind you, on a damp road. It really seemed like they were going to crash and die. I mean, like I said, they were both going at such a high rate of speed, and they really did both just turn into each other, and it just looked like it was going to be it for them. I mean, it looked like they were both going to hit each other, and then run off the left side of the road under an upcoming bridge. I mean, it was crazy. So my heart's going boom, 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 boom. It's pumping real fast because I don't know what's going on. Now, fast forward to when we arrive, I'd say about 20 or 25 minutes later after I hopped into the lift, we arrive at my friend's place and my friend Daquan's place. And I get out, and I'm just thankful to be out of the car with Mamadou, whoever this guy is, because Mamadou was absolutely batshit insane. His vehicle kind of scared me the whole ride. Another thing was that his vehicle would make a lot of noise, like it's almost if it had no suspension. It would just go, and then also, the engine was so loud that I thought the engine was a combination of his vehicle and 4 other cars that were driving around us on the freeway. By the time we get to Daquan's place, I realized that it's only his car that's making the noise. And it's making the noise of 5 cars. I mean, just a horrible, loud, screechy wreck. I mean, just Mamadou's car was hell on wheels. Is the best way I can describe it, and he is hell on wheels. Whew. If I'm ever back in the area, I'm never using him as a Lyft driver again. But yeah, I get out happily.